You don't want what you think you want. And I'm going to tell you that now so that you don't have to waste your time and your life, like I did and many before me, going after and manifesting something that you thought you wanted, only to realise that when you get there and you've made it, you realise that you're still feeling empty and unhappy. And it doesn't have to be a bad feeling that happens from it. It's more so when you get there and you realise that there's actually a bigger goal that you're after. And if you were chasing that bigger goal in the beginning, you could have achieved it a lot sooner than what you actually have done. An example, if I went up to someone earning 100k a year at their job and I said to them, "Are you happy?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I've got a great job, like, you know, I've got a good car and a nice house, like, yeah, I'm happy." But what's going on in their brain? They're looking at their job, their car, their house, and they're saying, "I should be happy, so yes, I'm happy. These are nice things. Yeah, I'm happy. I've got my nice things. I've got my good job, and like, yeah, whatever, I'm happy." And it's like they're looking on the external world to tell them whether they're happy or not, and they're not looking on the inside. Whereas if you was to say to them, "Wouldn't you rather just do what you want to do every single day and like earn money for just doing your passions or your hobbies?" They'd be like, "Oh gosh, well yeah, like no one can do that, like, can they? Like, no, like obviously, yeah, in an ideal world, whatever, then yeah, I'd do that." And it's like, so you're not actually happy then, you're just happy because people think you should be happy. Society says you should be happy. I could come up to someone, no matter what good job they have, and I could say, "Are you happy?" They'd probably say yes, but then they still run away on 3 holidays every year to get away and relax. Relax from what? You said you're happy. If you're happy, why do you need to run away? Do you know what I'm saying? You're running away from your life, but you're happy apparently. Another example is, like, if someone has their own business already, I don't know, say they've got a shop, they're living the dream, they've got their own business, they get to work when they want, they get to choose how much they earn, supposedly, depending on how much their business earns, they get to choose how much they earn, they get to go on holiday when they want, supposedly, they think they can. And it's like, but they will be up all night working on their business. It becomes like a 24/7 thing, and they think, yeah, I'm happy, I'm living the life, I'm living the dream, and they want to manifest an extra 10k a month in their business, probably, right? They're here to manifest. And if there's anyone trying to manifest an extra 10k in their business right now, listen to this. Wouldn't you rather that £10,000 a month in revenue in your business be in your pocket as actual money that you can go to the shop and spend right now? You would, wouldn't you? You wouldn't rather it be in your business as like revenue, not even profit, and then you pay taxes and then you pay yourself at the very end and then you've reinvested some of it, blah, blah, blah. You actually want more than what you have, and you're scared to admit that. You're scared to admit that you want more than you have because you think that you can't get it. You think that you might not be able to achieve it. Or maybe you feel guilty for wanting more because you're taught that you should want and be happy with what you've already got, and you shouldn't ask for more because you've already got enough. You've already got enough to society standards. Because let's be real, if you was really, really, really successful and like you was actually living the dream, it's probably going to trigger a lot of people, and then they wouldn't be happy. They're only happy when you're humble, and humble is actually a bad word. Google it. It's not as great as people think they are. When someone says be humble, it's basically saying do bad for yourself. That's literally the Google's definition for it. Look it up right now. Look at the word humble on Google. It's not as good as you think it is. And so people say be humble, be this, be that. You know, humble yourself, ground yourself, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, you just want me to be humble so that you feel better about yourself. People are going to be arsey either way. People are going to have problems with what you're doing either way. So you may as well, you know, do what you want to do and let them have their problems, because the triggers of other people are their problems, not yours, and the triggers of other people is just based on their own beliefs, circumstances, and life events. Your entire belief system is built up of your thoughts, beliefs, and environmental circumstances, your events that you've had over your life so far. That's what your beliefs are built up of who someone is and what something is. And do you know what I mean? It's all been built up since you was a baby. Someone else's beliefs are based off their lives. So why is their life on a pedestal and you're letting their life dictate your life? Like, this is the reason why there's no point in people's beliefs, you getting affected by people's beliefs and thoughts. I will decide whether I think this about myself, that about myself, and another thing about myself. I get to decide that. You don't get to decide that for me, because your decisions and your beliefs and your opinions are based on your life. Whereas I'm gonna be good in myself so that your opinion doesn't matter to me. Even if it's a really good opinion, even if it's a bad opinion, you may as well just be like this instead of letting the world like go like this. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, off on a tangent again, right? Again, if I was to ask that business owner, wouldn't you rather that in your pocket? They would say yes. And they would still want to catch a holiday. In fact, business owners a lot of the time don't have as many holidays as employees because their business takes over their whole life, because they think they're constantly compensating over and over and over, constantly compensating for the fact that they feel like they should be doing more because they're responsible. 99% of the time, people will do something to please other people. Like, for example, chasing likes on social media, and then they'll get stuck in the rabbit hole of making everyone else happy, and then they wonder why they're empty on the inside. Like, you're running around chasing your boss, trying to make them happy so that you get a raise because you've got a lack mindset, and then it's like you lose yourself. Or you're a business owner and you're chasing the money every month, or you're chasing the likes and so the comments, and your business is failing, and it's like you're losing your power this entire time. So why do we lack so much power in this day and age? Well, obviously it's because we've been taught that, and we've been taught to work for someone else, and that we aren't good enough, we aren't a good enough product in ourselves to make our own money and sustain our own lifestyles. We know that this is possible. You guys watching this know that this is possible. You can be paid to do whatever you want to get paid for doing. Like, I used to make slime and get paid to sell slime and make slime videos. I literally got paid for playing with slime all the time. I am literally getting paid for making YouTube videos, for coaching people to achieve their desired lifestyle. If I was to say to someone, like, they're like, oh, what do you do right now? I'd be like, a manifestation coach, I guess, slash life coach. Oh, but I'm a videographer. They'd be like, what? What? You know the old meme, what? That would be them. They don't know. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do random stuff, because the likelihood is the random stuff is the fun stuff, and the fun stuff is the stuff no one does, and if no one does it, there's a market for it. That's literally it. Why do people lose their power? Because they don't know who they are, because they don't know who they want to become, because they don't know who they are, and then therefore they don't know what they want. So they don't know who they are, so they don't know who they want to become, so therefore they don't know what they want. So they let everyone else decide who they are and what they want and who they want to become. They let everyone else decide it for them. For example, chasing likes on Instagram, right? If you're an influencer on Instagram, musician, entertainer, what are you looking at the likes for? Oh yeah, because other people's approval matters to you. So you're saying that their opinion of you matters to you, and therefore you're letting that disempower you, and you're now toning down your music because you need to fit in with like the popular people. Like, for example, you're taking inspiration from Taylor Swift or like Ed Sheeran, for example, because they were successful. No, Taylor Swift was successful because she was her. Ed Sheeran was successful because he was him. You cannot replicate that. They were them entirely, authentically. They were them, and that is why they became famous. Taylor Swift became famous because she was authentic to herself. She started by doing the really, really niche music, like the country music. Everyone was like, there's no market for that. And then she evolved, and she always showed her authentic self. That is why they are successful, because they are the product. They were in their power. they didn't let everyone else's opinions dictate them. Like, I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift got loads of slack from critics and other celebrities back in like 2011 or something. And she was like, I'm still gonna do music, and now look, she's more successful than every single one of them. But if she'd have let that disempower her and she started to create music that was aligned with pop music and whatever was popular at the time, her music career would be dead right now, because that was just a trend. She would have made her music the product when actually she is the product. That's the difference here. People don't know who they are, so they lose their power and they let everyone else decide for them. That's the reason why you don't know what you want, because you don't know who you are. And therefore you don't know who you want to become. So you're trying to manifest something that's gonna make you become a person that you think you want to become, but you actually don't know what you want to become. So therefore you don't know what you want. And then you'll get this manifestation and you'll feel like you should be happy right now, and you feel like you should have made it, and you'll be all happy chappy, and then you'll still feel empty inside. Why do you think all the YouTubers that we used to watch as teenagers and as kids are now pretty much depressed, and they've lost all their money and their YouTube channels are dead, and it's all because they lost who they are, who they were? I mean, look at Jojo Siwa, for God's sake. She was all like rainbows and unicorns, and now she's like the complete opposite. Because she let the media world dictate who she was, and then she discovered who she was, and now she's done a complete 180, and everyone's like, what's going on? Why have you changed like this? And she was just that person the entire time. She didn't change, she was always that person. Like, this is what happens. You will go down a very dark, dark, dark road of gloom and doom if you let everyone else take your power away from you. So therefore, do not step out of your house until you realise who you are on a deep level. That's all I have to say.